Look at Dubai, and your brain fills in the answer before you even ask the question. The skyline, the gold, the artificial islands, the world's tallest building rising straight out of the sand. Obviously you think, it's oil. Of course it's oil. It's the Middle East. It's not oil. Oil is about 1% of Dubai's economy. More than 95% of what Dubai makes has nothing to do with the stuff. So you're left staring at a city worth hundreds of billions of dollars, built in an empty desert by a place that barely had any oil to begin with. How is that even possible? Here's the answer, and it's the only idea you need to hold on to for the next 10 minutes. Dubai had no oil to sell, so it sold something else instead. It turned itself into the most tax-free, friction-free place on earth to do business, and then it sold access to that place to the entire world. Every single thing Dubai built, the ports, the towers, the airline, the free zones, is just a different way of selling the same product, access. That's the whole story. Let me show you how they did it. Start at the beginning, because the beginning tells you everything. Before the skyscrapers, Dubai was a pearl diving village. A few thousand people clustered around a shallow creek, making a living pulling oysters out of the Gulf. Then, in the early 20th century, the pearl industry collapsed, wiped out by cheap cultured pearls and the Great Depression. The town was broke. People were leaving, and right there, decades before a single drop of oil, Dubai made the move that would define it forever. Back in 1902, it had declared itself a tax-free port. So when the rulers needed to save the town, they leaned harder into that one idea. Drop the taxes, drop the rules, and let other people's business come to you. They dredged the creek so bigger ships could dock. And they openly invited foreign merchants, especially traders from across the Gulf who were fleeing high taxes and heavy-handed governments back home, to pack up and move to Dubai. Think about what that actually is. Dubai's first product, before oil, before tourism, before any of it, was tax-free access. It couldn't outproduce its neighbors, so it decided to out-welcome them. Remember that, because it's about to happen again and again. Now the oil. Yes, Dubai did find some. It was discovered in 1966, and exports started in 1969. But here's the thing, everyone gets wrong. Dubai's oil was tiny compared to its neighbor Abu Dhabi, and everyone in charge knew it would run out fast. So the ruler, Sheikh Rashid, made a decision that almost no other oil region made. He didn't bank the money. He didn't sit on it. He spent it, fast, building the machine that would keep making money long after the oil was gone. His logic was simple. The oil will run dry. But if I build the place the world has to move its goods through, I can tax that flow forever. Don't sell the oil. Build the pipes and charge for the flow, so watch where that oil money went, because every piece of it is the same idea. Selling access, just getting bigger. The first move was to become the warehouse of the world. Dubai sits right between Europe, Africa, and Asia, the crossroads of 3 continents. So Rashid poured the oil money into ports. Port Rashid opened in 1972. Then came the big one, Jebel Ali Port in 1979, the largest man-made harbor on the planet, still one of the busiest ports on Earth. Then an airport that became the busiest in the world for international travel, and an airline, Emirates, launched in 1985 to fly the whole planet through Dubai. None of this produces anything. It's all about flow. Dubai made itself the easiest place on earth for goods and people to pass through, and took a cut of all of it. Access again. But the real masterpiece, the single most important thing Dubai ever invented, came next. And this is the heart of the whole video. The free zone. Here's the problem Dubai faced. If you were a foreign company that wanted to set up in the region, the rules were brutal. You usually couldn't even own your own business outright. A local partner had to hold the majority. You'd face taxes, red tape, restrictions on taking your own profits home. So Dubai looked at all of that friction and did the most Dubai thing imaginable. It built special economic areas where it simply deleted the rules. In 1985, around that giant new port, Dubai opened the Jebel Ali Free Zone, and the offer to the world was almost unbelievable. Set up here, and you get 100% ownership of your company, no local partner required. You pay zero corporate tax. You can take every dollar of profit home. The paperwork is stripped to the bone. Dubai was, in effect, renting out a tax-free, rule-free island of business to anyone on earth who wanted one. And the world came running. So Dubai did it again, and again, and again. It built more than 24 of these free zones, each one tuned for a different industry. Dubai Internet City pulled in Microsoft, Dell, Oracle, IBM. Dubai Media City pulled in CNN, the BBC, Reuters. Today, these free zones generate around 38% of Dubai's entire economy and employ more than 500,000 people. Stop and sit with that. Almost 40% of Dubai's economy comes from zones whose entire business model is, we remove the taxes and the rules, now pay us to be here. That is the spine of everything. Dubai's product was never a thing. It was the absence of obstacles, and it turns out the world will pay enormous money for that. Then they took the exact same trick and pointed it at money itself. In 2004, Dubai built the Dubai International Financial Center, its own little district with its own laws, based on English common law, the legal system global banks already trust. So now international finance had a familiar low-tax home base in the region. Same move as the pearl merchants a century earlier. Import the rules the world wants, and the world brings its money to you. This time the access being sold was access to capital. And the final layer is the one you already picture when you think of Dubai, the spectacle. The Burj Al Arab, that sail-shaped hotel, was a deliberate bet in the 90s to put Dubai on the map as a luxury destination. Then the Palm Islands. Then the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. The malls, the gold, the beaches. Tourism now makes up something like a fifth of the economy. But here's the trick most people miss. The spectacle isn't separate from the business model. It's an advertisement for it. Every viral photo of that skyline is a billboard that says, "Come here, base your company here, buy an apartment here, move your life here." The tourist becomes the resident, becomes the investor, becomes the company in the free zone. It's all the same funnel. It's all selling access. So that's how a city rose out of an empty desert with almost no oil. It sold tax-free access over and over, at bigger and bigger scale, until the whole world had a reason to route its goods, its money, and its dreams through one patch of sand. But I'd be lying to you if I left it there, because this story has a darker chapter, and it's the most important part. All of this was built on borrowed money, staggering amounts of it. To build the islands and the towers, Dubai and its state-owned companies took on something like $80 billion in debt. And in 2008, when the global financial crisis hit, the whole illusion nearly came crashing down. Property prices in Dubai fell by half. And in late 2009, the government's flagship company, Dubai World, admitted it couldn't pay its bills and needed to freeze payments on around $26 billion of debt. Global markets panicked. For a moment, the city that sold the world its future looked like it was about to go bankrupt. So who saved it? Abu Dhabi. The neighbor. The one with all the actual oil. Abu Dhabi handed Dubai around $25 billion in bailout money, including a $10 billion lifeline that December to stop Dubai World from collapsing. And then comes the most perfect, most revealing detail in the entire story. A few weeks later, in January 2010, Dubai opened the tallest building in the world. For years, it had been called the Burj Dubai. But at the very last moment, at the grand opening, they changed the name. They called it the Burj Khalifa, named after Sheikh Khalifa, the ruler of Abu Dhabi, the man who had just bailed them out. The single greatest monument to Dubai's self-made success is named after the guy who saved it with oil money. That one name change tells you both halves of the truth at once. the breathtaking ambition, and the debt it was floating on. So let's zoom all the way out, because the lesson here is bigger than Dubai. Every other place that struck oil did the obvious thing. They sold the oil and banked the cash. And oil is a thing you can only sell once, and then it's gone. Dubai had almost none of it, and that turned out to be the most valuable disadvantage in modern economic history. Because it forced Dubai to sell the one thing that never runs out: access. A place to put your business, your money, your life, with the obstacles stripped away. You can run out of oil. You cannot run out of being the easiest place to do business. Dubai didn't sell a resource. It sold the absence of friction, and it charged the whole world for it. So here's the question worth sitting with. Every economy on Earth is built on selling something. Some places sell oil, some sell crops, some sell labor, some sell a resource that will, one day, run dry. Dubai looked at having almost nothing to sell and invented a product that can't run out. So when the thing your part of the world is built on finally runs low, will you have built yourself a Dubai? Or will you just be hoping that someone richer, someone who made the smarter bet, shows up in time to bail you out? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to see how another country pulled off something just as impossible with its money, watch this one next.